You felt it before, that strange sense that you've been here longer than this lifetime should allow you walk into a place you've never visited. Yet something in your chest tightens with recognition. You hear a piece of music, see a face, read a sentence, and it feels less like discovery and more like remembrance. And then comes the quiet question you never say out loud. Why does my life feel so familiar and so heavy? This video isn't here to convince you of anything mystical. It's here to confront something far more unsettling. The possibility that what you call personality, intuition, or even anxiety may be the residue of lessons learned long before. You became who you are now, and whether you believe in reincarnation, literally or symbolically, philosophy and psychology agree on one thing: human beings carry more history inside them than they remember. Let us begin with an uncomfortable observation. Some people move through life as if everything is new. They stumble, repeat mistakes, chase novelty, and seem untouched by depth. Others, maybe you feel different. You question early. You sense consequences before they arrive. You feel tired of shallow conversations, tired of pretending, tired of lessons that feel redundant. You're not arrogant, you're not broken, and you're not imagining it. Plato believed the soul doesn't learn truth, it recalls it. That knowledge is not planted in us, but uncovered, as if we are remembering something we once knew but forgot. This idea wasn't poetic metaphor to him. It was an explanation for why some truths feel immediately obvious, while others never quite land. Why doesn't justice feel wrong before you can explain it? Why does meaning matter before success? Why do some temptations feel hollow the moment they're offered? Because not all wisdom is acquired forward. Some of it echoes backward. Modern psychology avoids the language of past lives, but it tells a parallel story. Patterns don't come from nowhere. Your fears, your attractions, your resistances, many of them were shaped before you were old enough to choose. Trauma can do this. Culture can do this. Family history can do this. But there's something else psychology hints at quietly. The human mind inherits unfinished business. Carl Jung called it the collective unconscious shared symbols, instincts and archetypes older than the individual. Nietzsche took it further and suggested that life itself repeats until something in us learns to affirm it. Not repeat as punishment, but as insistence. Life keeps asking the same question in different forms until you stop avoiding the answer. And some people feel old because they've heard the question before. Here's a sign most people misunderstand you. Feel deeply uncomfortable living a life that isn't aligned, even if it's successful. You can't fake enthusiasm forever. You can't numb yourself indefinitely. You feel guilt not because you're immoral, but because you sense when you're betraying something essential. This isn't weakness. It's memory without guess. Warned that the greatest danger to humanity isn't evil, it's the surrender of responsibility. When people stop choosing consciously, they become empty vessels for habit and fear. And the soul, when ignored long enough, responds with pressure, restlessness, melancholy. The sense that time is running out even when it isn't. These aren't symptoms of failure. They're symptoms of resistance. Another unsettling sign. You're drawn to endings. You find yourself fascinated by ruins, history, death, collapse, rebirth. Not in a morbid way, but in a sober, grounded way. You understand that nothing lasts. That power decays, that youth fades, that masks eventually crack. Machiavelli understood this well. He wasn't cynical, he was realistic. He knew that human nature repeats because most people refuse to study it honestly. They prefer illusions of progress over the discipline of understanding. If you're drawn to truth over comfort, it's often because you've seen what comfort without truth becomes decay, and somewhere in you, there's no patience left for lies. Let's address the most misunderstood sign of all. You feel responsible for more than your own life. You sense duty where others feel entitlement. You feel shame when you waste time, not because productivity is sacred, but because potential is. You don't just want happiness, you want your life to mean something. This isn't ego, it's the residue of responsibility. In ancient stories, old souls weren't gentle dreamers. They were burdened figures, kings, judges, wanderers, people who understood consequences. Wisdom was never light. It was heavy because it carried the weight of knowing what happens when choices are made poorly. If you feel that weight, it's not because you're weak, it's because part of you refuses to live carelessly. Here's the twist: no one prepares you for feeling like you've lived before. Doesn't mean you're advanced. It means your unfinished. Wisdom doesn't exempt you from struggle, it assigns you harder ones. The more you know, the less you can escape through ignorance. The more you see, the less you can pretend. And the more responsibility you feel, the more painful misalignment becomes. This is why shallow pleasures feel empty, why distractions lose their power, why excuses taste bitter the moment you say them. You don't suffer because life is cruel, you suffer because you know better. And now the real question emerges: if you carry this sense of depth, if you feel older than your years, if your soul seems impatient with triviality, what are you avoiding? What truth have you postponed because it would demand courage? What path have you delayed because it would cost comfort? What responsibility have you felt but not yet accepted because memory without action turns into regret, and regret is heavier than fear? Here is the quiet conclusion philosophy arrives at again and again. Whether you've lived once or many times is less important than this life behaves as if you've been here before. It gives you lessons you recognize, consequences you sense in, advance warnings you feel before disaster arrives. And the question life keeps asking isn't mystical at all, it's practical. Will you finally act on what you already know? Because if this is your first life, wisdom is a gift, and if it isn't, then delay is the only real failure. Either way, the weight you feel isn't random, it's memory pressing forward, asking to be honored before time runs out again.